There used to be moments like this. Moments where nothing was happening. No notifications, no conversations, no urgency. Just you and the quiet. Most people hated those moments. They called it boredom. But one day, those moments stopped coming. Not dramatically, not all at once. They just never showed up again. Waiting didn't feel slow anymore. Silence didn't feel heavy. Time didn't stretch. Every second felt filled, occupied, satisfied. At first, it felt like freedom. No more restlessness. No more staring at the clock. No more reaching for your phone just to escape your own thoughts. But something strange followed. People stopped daydreaming. Creativity began to flatten. Conversations grew shorter. Because boredom was never just empty space. It was where the mind wandered. And without it, the wandering stopped. This is the story of the world that never felt bored. At first, no one noticed the change, because nothing felt wrong. In fact, everything felt easier. Students could sit through hours of lectures without drifting. Employees worked without checking the time. Commuters stared forward instead of reaching for their phones. Waiting stopped feeling like waiting. Lines felt short. Meetings felt efficient. Even traffic felt manageable. Something had changed inside the mind. Moments that once triggered restlessness now triggered nothing at all. No itch, no discomfort, no urge to escape. The brain had stopped asking for stimulation because it was already saturated with it. And the world adapted quickly. Workdays grew longer. Content became faster. Screens became brighter. Why slow down when no one feels the need to? Productivity surged, deadlines shortened, entertainment became constant. Silence began disappearing from public spaces, music in elevators, videos in waiting rooms, ads in places that once had walls. Every second optimized, every pause eliminated. It looked like evolution, humanity, finally free from one of its oldest frustrations. But beneath the surface, something quieter was happening. People weren't wandering in thought anymore. They weren't staring out of windows. They weren't sitting with unfinished ideas. Because the mind no longer drifted. And when the mind stops drifting, it stops discovering. That's when the first cracks appeared. Within months, the world transformed. Not slowly, efficiently. Ideas moved faster than ever before. Startups launched in weeks instead of years. Books were written without writer's block. Students mastered skills in half the time. Procrastination nearly vanished. Discipline wasn't something people forced anymore. It was automatic. The brain no longer resisted effort, because effort didn't feel dull. Governments praised it. Corporations optimized around it. Schools redesigned entire systems around sustained engagement. For the first time in history, human attention was stable, focused, uninterrupted. Entertainment evolved too. Movies became immersive. Games became indistinguishable from reality. Social media felt less addictive and more essential. No one scrolled out of habit anymore. They scrolled because they genuinely wanted to. Every moment felt intentional. Even rest felt productive. Everything had purpose. Everything had movement. Everything had momentum. And momentum feels a lot like meaning. That's what made it dangerous. Because no one questioned a world that was working. No one questioned a world that felt efficient. No one questioned a world where boredom, the oldest complaint in human history, had finally been solved. Until something small began to happen. At first, it was easy to ignore. Children stopped asking why. Artists stopped experimenting. Conversations became efficient, not deep, efficient. No one noticed at first because nothing was broken, but something was missing. And when something is missing long enough, you forget it was ever there. The first signs weren't dramatic, they were subtle. Parents noticed their children didn't get lost in imagination anymore. No staring at clouds, no inventing games out of nothing, no sitting on the floor building worlds from silence. They preferred guided experiences, structured stimulation, constant direction. Teachers noticed something else. Students learned faster, but questioned less. They absorbed information, but they didn't wander beyond it. Curiosity became efficient, not expansive. In offices, innovation slowed, not in speed, in originality. Ideas were refined, optimized, polished, but rarely strange, rarely risky, because risk requires wandering, and wandering requires empty space. Something else changed, too. People stopped tolerating discomfort. Not pain, discomfort. The quiet kind. The kind that used to force reflection. Silence started to feel threatening, not boring, threatening. Because in silence, there was nothing to hold on to. No feed, no stimulation, no constant engagement. And the human mind, no longer used to drifting, began to panic when it had nowhere to go. Anxiety rates climbed. Sleep disorders increased, not because people were stressed, but because their brains no longer knew how to power down. For thousands of years, boredom acted like a bridge, a space between doing and thinking, between noise and meaning. Without it, there was no transition, only constant input. And a mind without transitions never fully rests. That's when the first generation raised without boredom reached adulthood. And that's when society began to feel different. Not broken, just thinner. The question isn't what would happen if boredom disappeared. The question is, has it already started?